Hello, this is Trinity Coaches, and we're about to go live.
Welcome. I always get to grooving to the music when our video gets playing. And there's a part of it where I swear he says New York City. And I just get like so hyped up. You hear it, Jimmy. Don't play. I promise you he's like New York City.
Only you.
I know, right?
Now you know I have to start listening now to see if that's what he's saying, because he does say something, but
he says something, and I promise you, if he sounds like New York City, and I'm like, yes, New York in the building. You don't hear that. You hear it.
And when we get done, I'm gonna go and play it, and just so I can hear it.
Exactly.
You know what? It's probably gonna have my own little words in it. It probably won't be New York City, but we gonna just go with
it. Well, it says New York City. That's what I hear. It's representing my state and, New York City. So, yeah. New York City.
Well, the whole time that it's playing, I'm dancing. I always do the old school dances. I don't know any new ones, so I always still do this. The WAP.
I'm doing the little, yeah, okay.
That's me.
I'm doing the chair shuffle. I'm just like, hey.
Oh man, that's hilarious. Well, next time it's playing, you're gonna hear it differently. You're gonna hear him say New York City. You're gonna rep New York City, and we just gonna. Yeah, it puts me in that
rep New York City because we're gonna be like, that's for Tara.
Yes, that's it right there. Jenny, stop twitching. Stop. Cut it out. You want that Empire state of mind situation. Okay.
We're old people. She said we're old people.
Just join the crowd, baby. Just join the crowd. Join the crowd. Not on all this old people fun.
I know, because we do have fun. We have the world of fun.
Have y'all noticed I've been losing weight?
You look good, Jenny. You look good. Clap it up for the weight loss. You look good.
I have been secretly eating properly.
Nice.
Secretly?
Yeah.
Yes, meaning I didn't tell my sister, see?
You didn't tell us that. Mm-hmm. So we have to talk about that, because eating properly is something that I struggle with. See, I had the bag of chocolate right here. I have such a sweet tooth.
Well, I'm juicing, and I love to juice, and I do this occasionally. I don't do it all the time, but I have things that places I'm trying to go right now. So I have a wedding to go to next week, and then my 50th birthday, I'm having a party on the 14th the next month. So a sister got to be snatched. Okay, snatched. It's gonna be Hawaii themed, so I got to wear my coconuts.
That. Not the coconuts, Jenny. Not the coconuts.
She's gonna wear the coconuts. I got to see a picture for all that, baby. I got to see pictures.
Me too.
I'm gonna go find me some. I don't know. Maybe I have to get them customized. I'm getting custom made. But I'm wear some coconuts in the grass skirt.
Okay. It's gonna be fun. I can't wait to see the pictures.
Yeah, it is.
I can't wait to see the pictures. So, well, we done kikied and Done a whole bunch. So welcome to our Trinity Coaches Hour, where we talk all things women. We really dig into who we are as women, that woman power, all things women. That's what we talk here in this hour. We are live every first and third Thursday of the month. And funny enough, what started off as a joke has become a challenge, right? So what we have been doing is challenging each other every week, or every other week when we meet, to do something that is self-care related. We started off on that kick, and I think it's going pretty well. So the last challenge we had was a self-care challenge, and it was for us to, put our big girl situations on and go get ourselves waxed. And waxed not in the facial area, but waxed. Yeah, use your imagination. And we all showed up, did our waxing, and everybody loved it and booked their follow-up appointments. So let's get into the waxing. Jimmy, I'm gonna let you go first. Your face is like, your face
is saying a whole lot.
Because she said everybody liked it. No, I didn't like it. No, I was quite afraid. I was quite afraid. I was afraid from the time I woke up that morning, went to work, got home, and for some reason I felt like I needed to take a bath.
That was a good idea.
Yes. I just wanted to get all nice and clean. Got there, sat in the parking lot, text you guys because I was petrified. Yeah, that it wasn't a great.
You have to describe the text. It was more like hate mail. It was more like
it was hate mail. You had eyes rolling. You had all of it. You was not happy.
Yeah,
at all.
I wasn't. I was really scared, like really scared. So, but I did something different. I tried the chocolate wax. So when I got there, the lady, she signed me in and everything, and I went and sat down, and there was two ladies that were sitting there. So I was like, okay, I'm going to make some eye contact with these two ladies, right? We're going to have a conversation. Those ladies' eyes were so deep in that magazine. I'm looking like, look at me. I need to ask some questions. I went back and I did the do. And they have you lay on the table and have with the butterfly light together and spread your legs apart, and they just snatch your adolescents. They just snatch you up. Yeah, it was scary. And it hurt. It wasn't fun.
Yeah.
And I won't be doing it again.
But you made your appointment, Jenny. Stop acting like that.
I do, because when I came out, and how they try to upsell you a little bit. And when I came out, she asked me about my next appointment. I said, no, I don't think I'm going to be making an appointment. But she just kept asking me in front of the people. So, I just made that appointment. But one thing I did like is I was able to get the scrub. And it's by Glow Body, and it's tea tree. Because I was advised that I needed to exfoliate my area. Because my hairs did not want to be snatched. But if I don't want to be snatched, me and my yoni is personal. So if I don't want to be snatched, then my yoni didn't want to be snatched. It made sense to me. But she advised me to exfoliate. But this stuff is awesome. I tried it the other day. It's awesome. It smells really good. It feels really good. You have nice silky texture. Your skin is really soft. I love it. I ended up putting it all over my body. I loved it so much. So this is what I go body.
So if nothing else, you got to go back for that. Makes sense to me.
Wait,
I found it online, sugar. I don't have to go back.
Okay, Jenny. All right.
Jenny said that is going to be a no for her.
You did it. I applaud you for
Yeah, I
showing up
did.
and
It was
doing
an
it.
experience, you know.
Yes, it was
Yeah.
an experience,
Mm.
but you did
It
it.
was something to check off the bucket list.
Yeah. So Leanna, are you done, Jenny? I'm sorry.
Yes, I'm done.
Oh, well, you forgot the part that you stopped talking to us for 24 whole hours.
Yeah, you did forget that, because you didn't talk to us for 24 hours. You sent us a message and said, I will not talk about this for 24 hours.
And she didn't. She didn't talk about it for 24 hours. So
I didn't want to have any conversation. I think I was in shock, literally, that I even went, because I mean, I've heard of Brazilian waxes before, but it just, yeah. And after about 8 snatches, yeah. No, ma'am.
But you showed up. So kudos for that you showed up. And
I was there.
Yes. And
oh, my daughter is on here. Hey, Pooh! Hey,
you're such a mom.
Oh gosh.
Such a mom. So Leanna, how was your experience?
Well, I will say I will do it again. And my experience was quite similar to Jenny's in the beginning. I got there, I took a picture, I sent y'all a recording. I sent y'all a video. That's what I did. I sent y'all a video telling y'all I couldn't believe y'all had me doing this. But I was there. I walked in. I didn't have anybody in there to give me no eye contact. So except for the front desk receptionist, she was looking at me, and I guess my nervousness showed. She said, she checked me in and everything, and then she said, do you need to go to the bathroom? And I said, I probably should, so that I don't mess up y'all table. So yeah, I went to the bathroom. And then as I was walking back from the bathroom, the technician stopped me and was like, are you Leanna? I was like, yeah. Oh God. She was like, come on. I was like, Jesus be offense. And I did exactly what Jenny said. The lady was in there. She was talking. Now, I'll tell y'all, I zoned out. I don't know where I went to, but I zoned the hell out. From the time she started talking in the room to the time it was time for me to pay, I don't know. She could have told me that my girlfriend was going to the moon, and I would have never known, because I didn't hear nothing she said. She uses talking as a distraction is what I figured out, because she was talking and snatching and talking. And I was just like, oh my God. But I will say, when she was done, she was like, for this to be your first time, you did awesome. I was like, gee, thanks. She sold me the stuff for the exfoliation and all the little stuff. So I bought all that to do it. But after I was done, I thought that I was going to be like, I'll never do this again. But I called my best friend, because she texted me and was like, I know, I hear you screaming all the way in Georgia. So I called her and I was laughing. And she was like, wait, why are you laughing? I was like, girl, you got to get one. She told me not in this lifetime. She won't join me in that. She will not be doing that. But I did say, I did enjoy doing it. So I will do it again. And yes, I did book an appointment. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So,
that's so cool. And the overarching theme of all of this is self-care. As coaches, we encourage our clients to make time for themselves, to spend time, self-discovery and doing new things and trying new things and just nurturing themselves. I mean, we hear the analogy all the time. You can't pour from an empty cup and all these other things. You're on the plane, it's going down. You got to put your mask on first. So the overarching theme is that making time for self. My experience was very similar in terms of the pain. Yes, it was uncomfortable. And it always is. That never goes away. But it's the feeling of just being in a moment with myself, doing something for me. There's no Micah in my ear. Mom, I'm hungry. Mom, I'm bored. There's none of that. It's just me in the space with someone who is there to help me take care of myself. And, the experience is always good. And I enjoyed the moment after the fact when my husband picked me up and paid for me. I was happy about that. It was just, oh my gosh, like the me time. It's just always so wonderful to just be in that zone where I'm making myself a priority. So that's the whole overarching experience that we all, we took a moment to take care of ourselves, and we're practicing what we're preaching to our clients. So that's always a good thing.
Very true.
She says she's not going back, but she's coming with another challenge, which we'll talk about later in the show. And if y'all know anything about Jenny, she's a little nuts. So be prepared for what she's gonna challenge us.
Right. Because this is her challenge.
This is her challenge. Look at her, right? Look at her. When she told us she got it
now, y'all need to understand, especially those of you that are new to the show, Leanna made me go sit down on some hot steam. Just sit on some hot steam. I'm not doing that again either.
Yeah, I don't do either. I checked off the list.
Tara made me go get snatched up with some wax. I'm not doing that again. So yeah, now it's my turn. Oh, but Tara, you didn't tell us about your experience, honey. What was your experience?
It was painful, no joke. But again, it always is. It always is.
As the expert, already been doing it for a while now,
and it's painful. But that's never going to change. I think the key to it, Leanna, as you said, is just distract your mind. If you have a really good person who is talkative and pleasant and just kind of in that zone with you, they're going to take your mind all over the place. We talked about everything under the sun, traveling and food, and we hadn't seen each other for a while because of the pandemic. So we talked about all that happened the last year and just had a great conversation. It was a lot of snatching. Was it a lot of pain? Yes, it was. It was not. It definitely doesn't feel good, but she kept me engaged and comfortable, and it turned out great. Like I said, I know I'm expecting it to be painful, so I go in expecting that. But my next appointment is August 10th, 8:00 p.m. I'm ready.
In the morning?
No.
Oh, you getting up early?
No.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say you getting up early to experience the pain.
Yeah, no. Because for me, I want to go to the same person all the time. So it's based on whenever she's available, So that was her next availability. And I'm all right, cool. I'll take 8 p.m. It's not far. It's right up the street. So, but it was just being in that moment, taking care of myself, I'm learning the older I get, I'm finding that I want to do less of all the other things, all of the other hustling and bustling and running, all the things that I thought made me Superwoman. I could do less of those things, and I want to nurture myself. I want to take care of me. So
that's right, because you're a priority. So
there you
go. Should take care of you.
Yeah. So it was good. It was good. And Jenny, I know you liked it. I'm gonna keep saying that the whole show. I know you low-key liked it. You're going back. You may not go back next month, but you're going back. Even if I have to challenge us to do it again. Yeah.
There you go. Bringing up old stuff again. So I want to go ahead and slide in my little challenge now. Can I do that now, Tyra?
Go right ahead, and we'll wrap up with our clarity letter. Go right ahead.
Well, my challenge, I want to come away from the body. I don't want to do anything more with my body. I want to leave my little down low parts down low. Okay. So
my girlfriend says
I started thinking about some of the things that we go through as far as stress. So something stress relieving, not only stress relieving, but something very fun. You could do it with a group of people. You can go out and do it on your own. But I thought it would be fun if I challenged my girls to axe throwing. What do you think about that?
All right now.
Axe throwing. I mean, it's
All right.
nothing new. It's trending right now. Everybody's doing it. They're popping up all over Atlanta.
Yeah.
I've even gone as far as looking in you guys' area, and they're popping up there as well. So why don't we just give it a try and go and do some axe
You just
throwing?
nosy. We didn't ask you to look for our stuff for
I
us.
know,
Well,
right?
I had to make sure I had it. You know, Atlanta be popping, okay? So I had to make sure y'all had it. You know.
Well, I live in the Empire State, so listen, we double popping. No, but
Well,
I've never done it. I've never done that. So that'd be cool. A cousin of mine, he lives in North Carolina, him and his wife, and he had showed some pictures they'd gone maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, and it looked pretty fun. So yeah, that should be pretty cool. I'm excited about that.
well,
I'll
I'm excited. Yeah. There's a place not far from my house actually that I can go to. So I got to see if I can rile up some people to go with me because I don't think it'll be fun to do it by myself. Plus, I want somebody to take a picture of me throwing an axe.
throwing an axe, right?
Make sure you have your cape on that day.
I know, right?
Make it cute.
Yeah,
That's right.
that'll be fun.
Cute.
That'll really be fun.
That will
All
be
right,
fun.
so challenge accepted. I'll definitely do that.
Challenge
Now
is
you gotta
accepted.
send me the places that you found since you all looking in my city and my state trying to figure out
I'll
where
be
to go.
sure to drop it in your inbox, ma'am.
Thank you very much, ma'am. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
that.
I already know where I'm going, so I ain't worried about that. I'm just going to see if I can pick some people out to go with me. At least
Now,
need one
Deanna,
person.
we can't see you. I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Where you
I
go?
don't know why you can't see me.
I see her.
You do. Okay, so then it's a me thing. All right, moving on.
Do you see me
Oh, now
now,
I do.
Tara?
Now I can see you. Yep. Awesome.
All right, all right.
All right, so into our focus of again, we cut up, have a good time, laugh and joke, and really challenge each other to be the best versions of ourselves. But a main part of this program and what we do here is making coaching accessible to our audience. And you have 3 life coaches, 3 solutions, 1 perspective. And we offer our audience an opportunity to submit to us a clarity letter. And you can do that by sending in an email to trinitycoaches3@gmail.com. And you can just tell us what your questions are, what situations you're facing that you need our help with. And we take our clarity letter pretty seriously because there is a person behind that letter. So we take time to review it, dig into it, really analyze it, and give some thought into how we're responding because there is a person attached to it who needs our help. So this week we have a letter. Leanna's going to read the letter and we will share with you. And hopefully that person who submitted the letter is either on with us or will watch the replay to get the answer. But we do encourage that you not only submit, but you join us. You come in 7 o'clock Eastern time, 6 p.m. Central time, every first and third Thursday. Come and rock with us. We're pretty cool, pretty chill. And we hope to just, again, make coaching accessible for everyone. It doesn't have to be stuffy. It doesn't have to be boring. It is serious because we are forward moving. We are progressive in what we do, and we want transformation for our clients. But it doesn't have to be all stuffy and serious and where it feels uncomfortable that you don't want to try it or experience it. So, Leanna, I'll pass it on to you for the clarity letter.
All right. So I'll go ahead and read the letter. Don't y'all laugh at me if I stumble over words and stuff. Sometimes, we had those moments.
I'ma laugh. I'ma just laugh anyway.
I am too.
Ooh, I'm so glad y'all honest. Y'all see how my sisters treat me because I'm the baby. They just do me any old kind of way. Mm-hmm. All right. So it says, hey. So it says, Dear Trinity coaches, I am an empty nester and single. I work a full-time job that I enjoy. I'm involved in my community and church, but life seems to feel pretty blah. I am happy-ish, but I know there is more to life and I'd like to experience and do more since my children are grown. I have certain reservations about dating, but would like to meet someone I can do things with. I'm afraid of getting heartbroken again. So there's fear and anxiety about that.
Hmm. Well, I can empathize. I can empathize because I transitioned pretty much the way she did. I was going through a divorce. And during that time, I also became an empty nester because all of my kids had grown up and were moving out of the house. And by the time I was divorced, my daughter was moving out. So she was the last one home. Um, I understand what she's going through, but the question that I would ask her is, how does she treat herself? Does she love herself? Because that makes a major difference, especially if you're trying to, or you even thinking about being in another relationship. You have to first take care of yourself. Treat yourself well, spend time with yourself, talk to yourself, love on yourself, find out what your red flags are just by getting to know who you are. Because when you was in that relationship with your husband, it was about you and your husband. And a lot of times with women, we tend to put husband first. So we lose ourselves. So you need to work on spending more time with yourself. And I do like that you're spending time outside of the house. You're doing, your church functions and other things to keep you occupied. But from what I can tell from you saying that, you're afraid of getting involved in a relationship because you're afraid of being hurt, you have not forgiven the person that hurt you.
Mm,
You have not done that. And until you love on yourself and feel comfortable enough to forgive that person, you're not ready to move on. That should not be your thought right now. You should be getting to know yourself and making yourself happy.
I like that, Jenny. I like that.
I like that a lot. Mic drop. All right, show's over. Jenny
Right.
said it, wrapped it up. It's all done. We good. Nothing else to say. Nothing else. That you said it well, Jenny, in terms of hitting the key points and asking the very same questions that I would ask as a coach. And it that part about forgiving, right? And putting to rest that past hurt and trauma is going to be fundamental. It's the key component of her moving forward. It sounds like she's at that point where she's ready. She says she's happy-ish. So it would be, I'm curious, why there's that ish attached to the happy. It suggests that there are some things that she's not happy about, which could very well be tied into that healing and forgiving that needs to be done. Um, again, Ginny, you said it perfectly. She needs to work on that component so that when she moves into that new relationship, she's whole, she is happy, period, and
Right.
she's able to be totally present in that relationship, totally letting go of all that has happened. Um, in terms of the involvement in her community and being in church and doing all of the other things that she's involved with, those are all great things to be involved with because she's putting herself out there. So it sounds like she's in a really good place to open that new chapter, start that new experience and next phase of life. She sounds like she's right there, but just getting out of her head, putting aside the past work, dealing with what has happened, forgiven, and kind of just closing that, tying it up in a box and putting it, getting rid of that, and then springboard into that next chapter wherever she's heading. Being an empty nest, I'm always, I have a long ways to go, but it sounds so exciting. It's like, wait a minute. So she doesn't have anybody telling her, I'm bored, mom. Or she doesn't have anybody drinking up all the juice and just leaving stuff all over the place. That sounds really exciting. So she's at a place in her life where life sounds really beautiful and amazing. Start doing that self-care and that self-developing. Not having the children around, again, we give so much to our kids. Our identity, that's with them. So now she's finding out who she is, right? Not having them at home to worry about. Now it's about you. What do you like for breakfast? What do you like to do on the weekends? Do you sleep in late? Do you like walk in the park? Like, it's all about self-discovery. This is such an exciting time for this woman, whoever she is. Just as Jenny mentioned, work on that forgiving and that healing, and start taking steps towards that relationship. It sounds like that's what she wants. That's where she's heading. And we're going to get that ish off of happy, blossom into who she is meant to be.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's I like that.
Yeah.
That's some really good advice.
Hopefully she's watching or listening.
Yeah, y'all gave all the good advice, so I don't have nothing to say. No, I'm just playing.
See, Leanna, the trick is go first. I'm gonna do that next time we meet. I'm gonna
go
first. I'm gonna go first. Say everything.
Is that what the trick is? I should have read the letter and been like, so I think, and this went on in. Okay, I know for next time. So I just want to say I'm not an empty nester either, but I have a house of teenagers. But I will say that years ago, a coworker made me reflect on something. And she said, Leanna, you're a wonderful mother. She said, every time I turn around, you're doing so much stuff with your children. She says, but I want you to start thinking about what life will be like when your kids aren't around, because you're going to have to start to develop you at this time while they're still home, so that you can, when they are gone, you'll know what you like. You'll have your identity in you. I tell you, I would have never thought about that. I'd have still been attached to my kids trying to rip and run and go and do what they wanted to rip and run and go and do. But I had that. This lady didn't have that. So, no. But I'm like you, Tara. I can't wait to be empty nester. I'd be counting down the days. I'd be like, okay, you 17, you finna be 15, you finna be 13. I got so many more days left. Okay, so many more years. And then what colleges you going to? Okay, you moving out this. Okay, everybody going out of state. Look at God. I'm counting down my days to empty nesting.
Yeah.
But for this young lady, first thing I really thought about was, like you all said, she needs to learn to love herself, self-love, because it feels like she's lacking in that area. She needs to really find what her true identity is. Most people, especially in the Black community, they don't think that therapy is our friend. But I really think that maybe getting some counseling or some therapy to help her deal with the unforgiveness and the hurt that she's had from past relationships will help her move forward and over the hump that she's having. She has a lot of resistance because of past hurts and heartaches. Believe me, I know, girlfriend. But therapy got me through, and life coaching. But learning to love yourself, because self-love is a priority. You can't love anyone else, and you can't move on in life until you learn to look within and love you, because you are who you are. Loving you shows people how to love you. And so a lot of times people don't realize that. But when you show people how to love you because you love yourself, then they be like, oh, okay, yeah, okay, okay, so this is how she needs to be loved. So she needs to do that. I do enjoy the fact that she's in the community and in the church. Once she's past the hurts and the unforgiveness, then, a lot of churches have single ministries and, all that stuff. So then maybe she can go about looking into some friends that way that may be a little more trustworthy for her. I don't know. But, the fact that she's not isolating herself and keeping herself in the house is also a good thing, because that would bring on a lot of other things of depression and all that. But honey, let me tell you something, girlfriend. It's time to live. I'm trying to get where you are. Look, I got my baby finna be 13. So then I got 5 years till she 18. Listen, I'm trying to get to where you are. So you have to learn to enjoy just your time being by yourself. And it's hard, and loneliness and being alone is scary. I know, yeah, but you need to embrace it because it is actually a good thing. When you're by yourself, you learn to grow within and embrace things about you. You get to
Right.
do something a lot of us don't want to do, which is face the things that we don't want to face.
Yep. I absolutely agree. And like I was saying, that's how you get to learn those red flags, because you're spending time with yourself and you're treating yourself well. You taking
Right.
yourself out to dinner. You are caring for yourself. You loving on yourself. You dressing up yourself. You're feeling good about yourself. So if somebody comes to you inappropriate, you notice that right away,
Yeah.
because
Right.
you have
Red
given
flag and run.
yourself so much. You've loved on yourself. You hugged yourself. You
Right.
kissed yourself. And if somebody coming at you wrong, you're like, oh no, I can do better.
Yeah.
That's
So
right.
think about it that way. And then if you're hurting and you're trying to get into a relationship, because I tried it, I sure did. I was in
Yeah, I'm
little
sure we all
relationship.
had.
Hurt
After my
people hurt
divorce.
people.
Yep.
Exactly. And I could never get it right. And at first I didn't really know what it was, but it's because I wasn't over my situation. I wasn't over my hurt. And then when the person did come into my life, oh, I fought that person. Oh, we fought. I was like, what is you doing? What you mean? Are we good for each other? What you talking about? Like, move to Seattle on my behind because I was acting up, you know?
Yeah.
So you gotta be careful of that, because you start sabotaging yourself in your
Right.
relationship. And
Yeah.
you just
Yeah.
gotta be careful.
And
And
you
that
run those good ones away because you're still hurt and you're
you're
still
still
holding
hurt.
on to that
Yeah.
past hurt.
That
Yep.
self-sabotage is real, and we should drill into that a bit, because self-sabotage, it shows up. It in fact, it becomes a self-preservation mechanism, right? As individuals, we don't willingly, I don't think, sabotage ourselves, but we make decisions either consciously, subconsciously, because we're meaning to protect ourselves. So we're trying to protect because we're scared to do something, we're scared to move forward. In this woman's case, she may be afraid, to really be transparent and open to someone who's just saying hello, right? They're not, all they want to do is just say hi and smile, right? But because of whatever her internal feelings are, that thing that's
Mhm.
keeping her happy-ish, right? And that
Mhm.
trauma that she wrote about, because those things are present, to her, a hello could, be a trigger. It can be something that's totally left because she has not dealt with those other issues. And that's a form of self-sabotage. So um, that's a great point. We do self-sabotage. Again, I think for most of us, we act on it because we're scared, right? Fear is real. We get intimidated. Um, we don't want to feel what we know is real because we've felt hurt. So we know hurt hurts, right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what that situation may bring. It could bring more hurt. And because we are afraid of that, we just self-sabotage. But the
I would
path,
like to ask her.
go
Sorry,
ahead.
Tara.
No, go ahead.
I would want to ask her how new is her relationship that she's heartbroken over, because that's going to make a lot of a difference too. Because if she's just fresh out of this, or is it been a while, or because that can also play a part in her fear and her hurt. I
Yeah.
mean, knowing that you just got a relationship a year ago, and a lot of times with society, we don't like to be by ourselves, so we jump out of relationships and jump into another relationship because that helps us to not have to be by ourselves.
Right.
So
Yeah. She um should really sit with herself to kind of define her core values, kind of define who she is, put her dream of her identity. Like, who do you want to be? Yeah, you want to be in a relationship, but you're transitioning
it's not
from
top priority.
she's transitioning from some major things, right? I can't, did she say recently divorced? Was that a word that she used? I can't remember. Um,
Uh, No, she just says, I have certain reservations about dating, but would like to meet someone. She didn't really say when she divorced or how long ago she's been single.
So
And she has certain reservations. So what is that?
What are those?
What is that?
Right, right.
Mm-hmm.
The divorce, she's no longer a wife. Her kids aren't home. Those are major events that has happened in her life. So what does your life look like now? Or what do you want it to look like now that you're single? You are still a mom, of course, because we're always that once, we have our children, but they're not in your home where you have to monitor them, feed them, take care of them, drop them off, pick them up. What does your life look like now that you're in that mommy friend role, right? What does that look like? So there's some questions and figuring out and mapping out that she needs to do to kind of get herself ready. And Ginny made a good point. If you know how to love on yourself and you spend that time with yourself, you know what you're going to accept. When someone brings you foolishness, you automatically know that it doesn't align with where you are and what you're going and what you want, because you've taken time to kind of define that space for yourself. The only way you're going to know it is if you really be intentional about it. Sit down with yourself, just ask some questions, hire a coach, and you have 3 coaches here. You get 3 perspectives and that one solution, and just make time to figure out the next chapter. But
something that she said, I'm sorry, Tara.
Go ahead.
Something that she said was, life seems and feels pretty blah. And so I would want to know what is her thought of what would make life more exciting, more refreshing, more of a new for her. What is going to get it from being pretty blah to, I'm living my best life.
Right. Yeah. That's definitely a question for her to answer. That's a good one.
Yeah, and in that too, if she's saying life feels pretty blah, that is an energy that she's also giving off. If you're internalizing that, then you're revealing that. People are seeing that your life is pretty blah.
Right.
It's like being the nicest house on the street. The nicest house on the street. Do y'all hear that train? And is it interrupting?
No, you're good. We hear it.
You're good, honey.
It's like being the nicest house on the street with this nice little fence, and everybody's walking by and they see that you're pretty. They see that you're a nice looking woman, but what they don't see is what's behind that privacy fence and that big pretty house. You're not letting anybody in. You might be going out and doing the things you need to do for your church, but are you showing people who you really are? Are you giving them positive energy? Are you happy? And it sounds like she's not happy. She's happy-ish.
She's happy-ish.
So she's not giving off an energy that people can't see because of this privacy fence. They can't see anything inside. They only see, the surface.
The shell that you're
showing up. How are you really showing up? How are you really showing? What energy are you bringing? What's your vibration? What's your aura? How are you really showing up? Because that plays a part. There are times when just from our disposition, people know, don't mess with her. I don't want to have a conversation. Or the opposite, right? She looks like a nice person to talk to. And we haven't said a word. It's just all in what's showing up here and how we present ourselves. We can just sit here quiet. And people decide. Now here goes my phone ringing, right? Here we decide, our energy decides how people are going to interact with us too. It just doesn't have to be when we open our mouths and start speaking.
That's true. I would like her to tell me what is happy-ish. I've
been curious about that too.
I'd be happy-ish about going to work.
So you be happy because you got the benefits of going to work, but you ish because you really don't want to go to work.
You don't want to go.
I be all happy-ish and stuff. So I understand. Anybody
Okay.
in the group chat have any advice or anything they want to say, or kudos, or good job, ladies? Anybody?
We got a hey
I
back.
know.
Well, this week everybody quiet.
I know. Usually they in here fussing,
They
hollering.
fussing, carrying on, cutting up, acting up, doing all the stuff. Yeah. But that it would be very, very interesting to get some of these things defined, the whole happy-ish. What does that truly mean? And what's blah about your life, and
Right.
is she tying all of this, like the happy-ish, I'm happy-ish because, is it because you are alone? Is it, the kids are gone, so you're by yourself? Are you like, what's behind that? You find yourself in a space where it's just you. Are you unhappy? Is that what's causing the unhappy?
Well, she
Guys,
says
my whole
that
life is
she
an
knows.
emptiness.
She says that she knows that there's more to life and she'd like to experience and do more since her children are grown. So maybe when she had her children at home, she was limited to what she could
She
do
could
for
do, yeah.
whatever the reason. So now she's wanting to experience life. But what is stopping her from doing that? Because, honey, go take them solo trips. Baby, I can't wait. I got one booked for next month. I'm so ready to run away from my kids. I don't know what to do. So,
I
honey,
told you
take
I'm
them
coming.
trips.
I'm coming. I'm coming.
We talking about a solo trip.
I'm coming on her trip. I saw her solo trip post. I was like, I'm coming.
I'm sure Lamb is
I'll
booked
be
and ready for me to come. I'm be gone. So these kids, I catch y'all when I come back. Don't call, don't text, don't nothing. No, they
Yes,
gonna call me every day. They gonna text me every day. They gonna FaceTime me and ask me what I'm doing, where I'm at, and who I'm with. But yeah,
yeah. And you know what? That's okay. That's totally
it is
fine.
okay.
It's okay, because there's that delete button and that ignore button and that silence button, and you can throw the phone in the pocketbook and just act like, what phone?
That's me. My daughter can tell you that. She have to call my girlfriend and say, "Where mom at? Put mom on the phone."
Yeah.
Isn't that right, Maisha?
Yeah.
I'll be right there. I'm like,
Yeah. It's important to kind of take some breaks, some mental breaks, some emotional breaks. Set
That's
yourself
right.
some time, to just be, because we are so consumed with everything, all the things. Oh my gosh, we work. Leanna is always in the car. She's always taking her kids somewhere. When life gets fully open again, that's gonna be me. I used to tell people all the time, I drive Uber part-time. When I get off the day job, I transition into an Uber driver, and I don't be making no money. This
Right.
this
You
free
Ubering
Ubering
for
that I
free.
do. Yeah. And let me show up anywhere late, right? That passenger that's 11 years old, that's kind of thinking he control my life. Let me be 5-10 minutes late for soccer practice. He's like, Ma, we should have been here at 5:30.
no, I
Why?
don't miss it. I don't miss it at all. I don't miss none of that.
Yes.
Let me tell you,
Yeah.
when my daughter moved out, we had a dog. I had a dog named Lil G. Okay, he was a Yorkie. I love Yorkies, and I had a dog, so that me and the dog would just be looking at each other. Now the dog was depressed. I took him to the vet because he was depressed. He wouldn't leave the window. My daughter moved out, and he would go to that window and sit in the window to wait for her to come home, which is
Oh.
what he used to do anyway. So he knew what time
Mhm.
she came home from work. He would be in the window just waiting for her. So it gotten so bad after she moved out, he's there, he's waiting, he doesn't move. He would just sit in the damn window on the top of my couch. That thing started urinating on the couch, pooping on the couch because he wanted his sister to come home. He did not want to leave the window. So when I took him to the vet, they was like, he's depressed. I said,
Wow.
hell, so am I. I'm depressed too. Because I got to come home. It's just me and him now. I got to come home and he done messing up my sofa. So yeah, I left him at the vet.
Moral of the story is
Most Jenny, don't make the animal people come after you.
So the kids is grown, and so was the dog. I couldn't do it no more. I was just whatever. I'll just be by myself.
that's all. I can agree because when my oldest was in soccer, he would be like, first off, we the only black people on the team, and he says, the saying, we ain't never on time
Yes.
for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So when we would pull up and he'd be late, he'd be eyeballing me. He would never say anything. He'd just be giving me the eye. Then we come home, he'd be like, Mom, next time, do you think we can leave a little earlier so we can get there on time? Because, being the only black people on the team, that doesn't look good for us. I'm gonna need you. I got a life. I gotta work. I gotta cook. I gotta do all this stuff, and then I gotta get you somewhere on time. You sure right. You sure right, baby. Yeah. I'm so glad that he is 17 and got his own car now, so I ain't gotta worry about nobody getting nowhere on time. He get himself on time now. Look at God. Won't he do it?
Won't he do it? Won't he do it? See, I'm still even behind you in that because, like I said, my son is 11, and at least your son doesn't say anything on the spot. Mine is like, he's breathing down my neck, and he's like, we 5 minutes late. And think about it. By the time I get to him to even get there, I have done a whole round trip into the city, back home, up and down escalators, running through people. And New York is crowded as I don't know what. I've gone through it to even get there. Can you say thank you? But
no,
there's
late.
I'm late. And listen, I'm running, running through the railroad, and I take 2 trains, right? So it's the subway, the railroad, just running, booking, and trying to get to him. And he's like, "Mom, you late." Dude, why didn't you walk? You could have, why didn't you just sign yourself out of aftercare and go to the soccer field? It'll take you about half an hour. You would have been there, cross the highway and everything. Just don't get hit. But
she say cross the highway, just don't get hit.
Easy, man. Why would he do that when he has you to drive him and drop him off right where he needs to be?
Exactly. And
you just have to be on time.
Right?
Micah, I'm with you. She needs to be on time because that's important.
And I got 7 more years of that. And all that to say, so when you have that moment, even if it's going to get snatched on a Saturday and be sitting in there some pain, it's worth it because we do so much for our families and our children and our jobs and our community. We are doing so much. It is so important to take that time to really nurture yourself. So,
yes, because I got a self-care day planned on Saturday, and I can't wait. Told my kids I'm leaving at 11, and don't look for what time I'm coming home. We'll see you when I get back.
Yes, that's it.
Because you need that time.
We have to set those boundaries. That's another thing that we tell our clients that we need to do also. Just put those boundaries in place. And if we respect our own boundaries, others will respect it. They will absolutely respect it. It starts with us. And that's really the only way that we're going to reclaim, some of our time and our energy. Yes, we can't have it all because we made choices to be parents and, employees and doing all the other things. So we do have to give up something, but we don't have to give up all of it. True. Don't have to. I'm not doing it. So Micah going to be late for a couple of more soccer games.
Poor Micah.
Hey, as long as he don't miss the game, he's good. He'll be good. He won't miss the game.
Because them after game losses, boy, I tell you, the car ride would be so dark going home. You like, you don't want to talk. I don't want to talk right now. Whole attitude. It was a game, baby. You gonna win some, you gonna lose some.
That's how I felt after that Brazilian wax. I ain't want to talk either.
You sure didn't.
So Jenny, you are sore loser. That a whole 24 hours.
24.
A whole 24 hours. That was you were so serious with that.
Mhm.
See, she put some boundaries around her
That's
energy.
right.
She
That's
put some
right.
She did.
Yep, because all I
trying
saw
to
was
get her to
red
talk.
flags. Red flag.
It was so funny because Tara was like, "So you seriously not gonna talk to her?"
I'm like, you big mad or you little mad? What kind of mad are you right now?
And then my daughter gonna ask me, Ma, you didn't even tell me how it went. That's all she got from me.
Now, Jenny, did you wait? We got to go back because we missed an important part of that. Did you do the front and the back? What did you? How did you do? Because you can't be that mad if you did like what you do.
Listen here.
I'm listening.
Any of you ladies eat toast? Okay. This is what it was. This is what it was like. Okay, because you know when you cook your toast, you put it in a toaster, right? Put it in a toaster to get brown on one side and brown on the other, right?
Right.
So when the lady said, "Well, Jenny, do you want me to do the back?" I don't. It was like being oven
So
toast.
you
You put a
halfway
little
it?
butter on the top of the oven toast, and you stick the bread in the oven. The toast is only going to toast on one side, right?
So you got a
The
half
other side was still white. Yeah, that's what I did. I'm toasting the oven because no.
Jenny, you did
I
not
couldn't even imagine. No. I told you them 8 snatches. That was it for me.
But that was the hardest part, those 8 snatches. All you had to do was flip over and just 2 more snatches. You would have been done real quick. Okay.
Yep, snatch.
So
It's been
you
done.
have done. You have done. You're not even done.
Yep. I'm
She's not
toasting
even fully baked.
just butter on one
half
side.
Hot mess. You are a hot mess, Jenny. Hot mess.
Oh, but it was a great experience. I appreciate it. I do.
Okay.
So we just checking stuff off the bucket list. We done did this, and this. So we just gonna keep checking them off the bucket list. One day we gonna find something that you're gonna say, "Oh, I'm gonna do that again." It might just be this darn axe throwing that you talking about. I hope ain't nobody in the way.
I'm excited because Miss Dot Ford and Miss Maisha Smiley are gonna go with me, aren't you, ladies?
Look, she got her group rallied up. Now I got to go
I know,
start
right? We had
talking to people. I got to start texting people, be like, "Hey, girl, I ain't talked to you in a month of Sundays. You want to go through axes with me?"
The one that I read, it said BYOB, so you could bring your own wine or drink. See, Dot Ford, you in?
Oh,
Good.
Dot said yes. Every other challenge, she's like, "Oh, I need to check with my doctor." You don't need to check with your doctor now, Dad?
Every challenge.
So you don't have to check with the doctor on this one?
You don't have to check with the doctor, Dad?
Maisha says yes. But Maisha, I have to wait for Maisha because she's juicing and she keeps telling me she's not available for me when I call her and ask her if she want to do something. Because she juicing. I'm not available because you be around food all the time. So I guess it'll be after we leave the wedding, after I get back.
She's just setting up her boundaries, that's all.
Yes, she
setting
is.
up her boundaries.
Red flags. She saw red flags.
Yeah,
that's right.
Boundaries, those are so necessary. I need a few of those around food because I don't have any boundaries around food.
We got plenty of time. We're not going to be back until when? Next month?
Next month. What is that? The 5th. August 5th.
August 5th.
So as long as we do it by the 5th. Look at her talking about, I am not available.
She's not in all caps. Too. In all caps. In all caps, Jenny. She's letting you know. All caps. All caps.
She's a mess. That's what she said every time I call her. Like, what you doing this weekend? I am not available.
Well, hey.
Oh my goodness.
She's setting them boundaries because she don't have time for you to mess up what she got going on.
She's
now, I don't have a problem with eating right. I've been doing well. I've been walking for 3 weeks and I walk about 2.5 miles and I've been eating right now. I'm not getting on the scale because the scale is the devil. So I'm just going to continue to keep doing what I'm doing and my clothes will tell me what I need to know.
Right. And I haven't gotten on the scale either. Not before. And I haven't gotten on the scale yet. So I can see it in my face and my clothes. Like you said, my body.
Yeah. Yeah, your face is definitely, it shows in your face for sure. Jenny's
Yes.
She's
crazy.
giving them face, y'all. She's giving
She
them
is
face.
crazy. Well, it has been another amazing show. It is coming up on the hour. And as much as we don't want to have to say goodbye to y'all, we kind of have to. But this has been so much fun. Every time we meet up, we have a great time. And we hope that some of you join us on the challenge, axe throwing. I will be doing it. Bentley's going to be my road dog. We're going to do it together because my folks be all out of state. There's nobody in New York but me, but that's okay. We're going to make it work. For our clarity letter, person who wrote into us, hopefully you take what we've said to heart and you can digest that information. Definitely reach out to any one of us or reach out to us collectively. You know how to find us because you submitted your letter. And I'll pass it to Jenny. You could wrap it up. It's been real. It's always such a good time to be in this forum.
Yes, come back and join us August 5th.
Yes. August 5th.
Absolutely. We enjoy you being here. Just remember, anytime you log in, just put something in the chat. Join us live. We look forward to seeing you next time. Hit us up with your clarity letter. We love to share that with you. And thanks for joining us. Good night.
Thank you.
Good night.